So we've entered the 10th generation of the Honda Civic. That means we get a new Civic Si, and this is the 8th generation of that car that likes to say Si. So here we are, testing that. Now earlier in the day, we drove the car at Honda's new proving grounds. They're not a racetrack in the middle of the California desert. And it really isn't a racetrack, but it's a fun resurfaced way to sample Honda's latest sport compact car. And this is a fun one. I don't know if some of you know this, but I've actually owned one of these. Not this specific one, but I had a 2000 Civic Si, the EM1. In my opinion, the greatest one ever made. That's neither here nor there because this is the new one, so this should be the greatest. So what are we dealing with? Out there is a 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine making 205 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. And you can pair it with any transmission you like as long as it's a 6-speed manual. That sounds good to us. You also have a choice between coupe or sedan, so pick your flavor there. The wheelbase is the same. The coupe has a shorter rear overhang. So if you like less body hanging off the front and back of your car, get the coupe. But if you care about putting people in the back, get the sedan. They both are the same price, so that's pretty awesome. So what does it cost? Honda will tell you it's just under $24,000. Now that doesn't include $875 for destination and handling. But that's pretty much it. There's one option. It's a set of summer tires for $200. So you pick your body style, you pick your color, and then if you live in the right climate, you get the summer tires for an extra $200. So you're now around $25,000 for the only one you can pick. You're not missing any options here. I almost wish they would offer a stripper model that got rid of heated seats, that got rid of the sunroof, and maybe a few other niceties. But otherwise, that's a pretty damn good deal in this day and age of very expensive cars. But how does it drive? They've improved the steering feel, which is nice on a car like this because it has electronic power steering. But you can feel a little bit of the road, and that's nice because I'm railing against the idea of electronic power steering. I know we need it. I know it's where every car is going, but to have some feel and have one that's properly tuned like this car is, it's nice. It shows there's hope for the future. And more automakers are tuning these cars rather well. Not everybody, but more and more are doing so. And this is a good example of electronic power steering tuned correctly. Now, you can also set this car into different drive modes. In normal modes, it behaves normally. I mean, that's why it's called normal mode. But in sport mode, what it does is it flattens the amount of travel that the adaptive damping suspension moves, because this does actually have adaptive damping suspension, front and rear, all 4 corners. It also tightens up the steering a little bit because, again, that's something good that properly tuned electronic power steering can do. And it gives you more linear, direct throttle response from the drive-by-wire throttle system. So it sports it up. It does what sport says it does. So, the names aren't named confusingly like they might be in some kind of German version of this car. This is a car you can drive comfortably, quickly. I just looked down and didn't realize I was doing 87 miles an hour, which I shouldn't tell you on camera, but I'll say anyway. It didn't feel that fast. It feels quick, it feels fun, it feels lively, and I'll cut in some footage when we were on the track earlier, but I didn't really have time to talk. We didn't know much about the car then. We had driven the car on the track before they even told us all the facts, so that's why I'm spilling the beans now. All 4 corners, you're going to find 18-inch wheels wrapped in 235 40R tires. Not bad. That's bigger than what the old Civic Si used to get. Those were 225s. So you have a little bit wider stance with the rubber. The car itself is also lower, longer, and wider as well. So it looks a little bit meaner. And compared to the regular Civic, this has revised front and rear fascias. It's got the rear spoiler. So it has things to make it stand out. Now, of course, the one we want to drive most is the Type R. But that's not where we are today. We're in the Si, and we're enjoying it. This thing is pretty sweet. Nice 6-speed gearbox, only manual gearbox. It's clear that Honda knows that enthusiasts are going to buy this car. It's mostly male buyers. It's mostly young buyers. So you millennials out there, get your shopping list together. If you're looking for something like this and you don't want to spend, because People who buy a car like this don't have the standard shopping habit of, I'm just looking at sport compact sedans. They will also look at sporty hatchbacks. They will also look at wagons if we had better choices there, which we don't, but we can dream. You'll look at a bunch of different types of vehicles as long as it fits into certain boxes. It's not back in the old day where like, I just need a mid-size sedan. We don't shop like that. So you're going to compare this against a Golf GTI or a standard sporty Golf. You might compare it against the WRX, cars of that nature that don't technically line up in the same segments, but they're similar, and the people who drive them have similar minds. Now, some of those cars are more expensive, so if you can get a car like this for around $25,000, and it's comfortable with these Civic Si exclusive sports seats, and it looks cool with this faux carbon trim and the red accents, and the exterior paint is nice, and it's not as brash looking as the Type R, to be totally honest. That car, sorry Honda, that car looks kind of ugly. This doesn't look as ugly. This one looks sporty and fun. So that's kind of a hell of a deal these days, and after driving it on both the track and now the roads, I like it. Not the best one ever made though. That's still the EM1. This one is pretty damn good.